Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Currently 6:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are here for episode 8. That sounds right. Episode 8 of the Prime Time podcast with
Yes.
Taff and Phil.
What?
The
What? What?
yesterday was the NFL trade deadline, so we saw some movement in the NFL. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be recapping what happened in Week 9. We'll also be talking about some NBA stuff, the Joel Embiid suspension. We're going to be talking a lot about that. And then, of course, we have our specialty, our newest specialty on the menu. We've played it once before, the Josh Hart game, where Taff determines whether or not he believes a player is better than Josh Hart. Josh Hart doesn't often lose that game in that sense. And then finally, we're going to round it out looking into Thursday Night Football and a matchup between a rematch of earlier this year between the Ravens and the Bengals on Thursday Night Football.
Yes.
Very exciting stuff. Look at that. And we got to talk about the Aaron Rodgers GM arc because Tass seems displeased with the loss of Mike Williams for only a fifth round.
Indeed.
Oof.
Indeed.
Oof.
It was over the night Aaron threw that pick in Buffalo. Freaking this guy will not take the blame for anything. He's like the evil GM, man. It's a redog.
He's not. It's not. Look, man, he's trying his hardest. I'm sure he is. It's not all Aaron's fault, man. It's not all Aaron's fault. I swear.
Bruh. It really kind of is his fault. I don't know. Like, I guess it's the Jets' management fault for, I don't know, freaking creating this whole situation for him. Like I said, this guy is the football equivalent of a 90-year-old man stuck in his ways at death's door.
Dude, he's only 40. He's not dying.
He's about to retire.
He's gonna die. He's gone.
Yeah, he is about to be out of here, man. In a career sense, I think. Just trading Mike Williams for a fifth rounder is ridiculous. It's such an underpaid. That is charity for the Steelers, man.
Yeah, especially considering some other wide receiver trades we've seen in the past. Well, to be fair, I mean, there have been really bad receiver trades in the sense that they gave up a receiver for next to nothing. Like Cowboys, and they gave up a Mark Cooper for a fifth rounder. That was really bad. But Mike Williams for a fifth rounder does feel like a steal. And then Preston Smith from the Packers for a seventh rounder. Omar Khan, dude, he is the con artist. He is awesome. It's great.
That's an even bigger steal than Mike Williams, man. Because how do you get Preston Smith for a seventh rounder? In my opinion, that guy is like fourth or fifth round level talent. I think you can get a third for Mike Williams. I know he hasn't gotten involved in the Jets offense, but whose fault is that, you think? I think it's Aaron Rodgers. But don't you think Preston Smith is also a robbery, Phil, as a Steelers fan?
Well, for a seventh round pick, I mean, it's great value. I think you don't, but I don't think you give up it's tough to give up a fourth. He's only got 2.5 sacks. I mean, he's pretty good. I mean, last 3 seasons, he's recorded 8 or more sacks. He's only got 2.5 this year, but to add that depth to a pass rush with like Alex Highsmith and Nick Herbig and DJ Watt, makes me giddy, makes me excited. It's because that way then when they're off the field, because they have to get some amount of rest, at the very least, we're not rushing with just scrubs. Preston Smith's a legit player, so.
Yeah,
I thought they were solid moves.
Yeah, he is like a viable starter in the NFL. And y'all gave up a seventh round pick. I can't remember the last time, other than obviously Tom Brady, I knowingly watched a seventh round pick play in a football game. It is kind of redonk, if I do say so myself. Y'all were robbing teams. Omar Khan, the con artist, was cooking there.
I think, Preston Smith kind of wanted to look for a trade. I think that was the understanding. So now that's what happened. Like Green Bay was like, hey, you know what? We'll look for a trade. We'll send you over to Pittsburgh. You can rush there.
Were there any other what other fun deadline trades happened?
Yeah, we can move on. There's some entertaining ones. Kind of, yeah. I got that next slide up there. The whole idea. So Marshawn Lattimore, I thought was big headliner of the trade deadline. I thought that was fairly clear. Just looking at overall what the Commanders did, the statement that they made to go get a guy like Lattimore for a defense that has been better than it was under Ron Rivera. I still think it's not great, but you got to give Dan Quinn credit where that credit's due. And then he goes out and gets a Pro Bowl level corner to add to your defense that can force turnovers, that can lock down receivers on his best days. That's the kind of move that you make for, say, like a team that really wants to make a playoff push. That's what we're looking at in Washington. Washington's trying to get into that. They are 7-2, which is very good, but we've never seen them have success before this year. So they're trying to go, whoa, pow. They're trying to get in there. They're trying to make their stamp on the NFC while they can with a young quarterback. And I thought Lattimore was probably the biggest overall move of the day of the deadline, like the day deadline.
Shit.
What happened?
My computer froze up for a second there, and I was working on some technical stuff. Could you go over that Lattimore trade just one more time for me?
Yeah, so the way I see it is I thought it was the most important trade. I think it makes a statement for Commanders want to do. They want to be a contender. And if that was the kind of move that makes a statement saying, "Hey, they haven't been good." Like that's the thing. They haven't been good for they're at least this level of good pretty much as far as I can remember in my entire lifetime.
Yeah.
Now they're at this level where they're 7-2. They're dominating with a young quarterback. They want to go out and add to their defense because that's been the weaker part of their team, and especially with a defensive coach like Dan Quinn, that's going to be a huge. I think that's going to be a huge Washington moving forward, especially in the NFC and that division with the receivers you're going to have to face.
Yeah, that is a massive pickup. Because, I mean, their defense was already kind of playing over its head. Nobody expected their defense to be good, and they were holding their own against teams, as at least enough for them to get the amount of wins that they have. And adding Lattimore just seems great because your offense is already good. And, yeah, that's exciting. That's exciting stuff right there.
They did give up a lot of this coming draft in 2025. They gave up a third, a fourth, and a sixth, and then they got Lattimore and they got back a.
And they got back a what?
They got back a fifth round pick in the 2025 draft.
Okay, that's interesting. Dude, see, that is good GM work right there, man. Because how are you going to acquire Marshawn Lattimore and a fifth round pick? The Jets need to take notes. God.
Well, I mean, Mickey Loomis still has his own issues in the sense that they're like probably the worst team in salary cap issues by far. I think especially in the offseason probably sell a lot more. Allen has been fired, but that's gonna be a major selling point is that pretty much everyone outside of probably Alvin Kamara is on the trade. And who knows, maybe Kamara is still made eligible depending on what happens later offseason. But there were some. That was one of the more interesting trades I thought. Baltimore went out. They got Tre'Davious White. That really upset me because I like Tre'Davious White.
Yeah.
I don't know how good he is though because I feel like
he's been pretty
I watched
injury prone.
Yeah, he's been injury prone. I've watched a few Rams games. He just looks a little in general for Baltimore to get that. I mean, basically, I think they just swapped. Like they gave up a 7th round pick. Like I think 2 years from now, so 2026, and then got back 7th round pick 3 years from now. So those picks, we're not gonna know what's gonna happen with them for a while, and they're like bottom of day 3 picks anyway. I thought it was interesting to see they just add more pieces on the defensive side. I think they needed to because Humphrey got hurt. Tampa.
Wait, who got hurt against Tampa? Sorry,
Marlon Humphrey. Marlon Humphrey. So he got hurt, and looking at how to add that depth. So if that injury does prove to be a long-term problem, at the very least, you have a vet corner that's shown his ball skills before.
Yeah. Huh. I was like, I don't have much to add to that. That's interesting. Because, I mean, it's a good replacement to Marlon Humphrey. As long as he doesn't get hurt.
That would be the hope. I mean, I don't think it's a long-term injury for be back, but just to have that depth. Because their defense has been good in sections, but they haven't been like a dominating unit, like what I think the perception of Baltimore's defense is that it's a dominating unit, especially at times last year. This year it's been kind of hit and miss. Like Gardner Minshew was able to carve them up, so
Mm-hmm.
but they played really well against Denver, so I think that might be a starting to get into the zone a little bit, getting into the zone.
Indeed. You can't have Gardner Minshew cooking you.
The other trade, and it wasn't this week, it was a couple weeks ago. The DeAndre Hopkins trade for Kansas City. I mean, crap, that's been a huge
Oh,
payoff.
God, yeah. That is just so annoying. I
You
remember
don't like it?
I remember I walked into the Stearns' house the other day, and the first play I saw was DeAndre Hopkins catching that touchdown pass and doing the freaking Remember the Titans dance. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
But
Like, and I didn't even know. Like I asked, I was like, how old is he? Like, why is he doing good again already? And he's only like 31. It's like 30, 31. He has
he's 32. He's 32 years
32.
old.
Okay. Yeah, he has about 6 years of football left in him if he's feeling his Larry Fitzgerald arc. Like, the Chiefs are just, they have this luxury of being able to trade for players, quality players like DeAndre Hopkins, while not having to worry about the assets they give up because they just have so much depth already. And it is annoying. I don't like it.
I thought it was crazy, dude. I had him on my bench in fantasy. I was like, I'm not gonna start him yet. He still needs to figure out his catches. And I could have pulled my awful game out of the barrel if I had started him instead of like, I don't know. I think maybe the thing was it would have been like
You
Kyron
had him
I'd
on
be
your
benching.
bench.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but there was no one I would like bench him for. I was like CD, and it was CD. I think I had Mooney there. Maybe I could have Mooney, but Mooney did well, so it didn't.
Mooney
Oh,
has been doing really good this season. I'm
yeah,
surprised by
solid wide
that.
receiver too. Especially if the Drake London injury is a term that could be
Oh,
a
no.
interesting acquisition for making a deep run. But
Dude,
this was just like a standard trade deadline. I don't think it's too much. The bigger moves
you
really
really
happened
think
a
so?
couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Looking at like
true.
the
The
Adams
bye.
trade, the Cooper trade, those were the big moves overall.
Yeah. Back to fantasy, dude. I have been getting robbed all season, and it is so unfortunate. I have the second most points in the league, and I'm 4-5 with like 100 points, 100 more points against. It
Yeah,
is,
that is kind of wild.
and now Drake London is hurt, and it might be in the long term. Have you read anything on that?
I think they said he's gonna be fine, but I mean,
Okay.
it's injury, so I don't know I don't know all the details. I know that I think he was limited today in practice, so but he did practice. He was just limited in practice, so we'll see if. But they do play like in terms of the way it is for Atlanta, they'll probably be fine because they get the Saints this week anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not like they're really sweating bullets about the Saints game, especially with Tampa dropping a game to Kansas City.
Yeah.
But the one trade I do want to cover before we kind of play to the games was the egregious Jerry Jones buying of Carolina Panthers won a trade. That's for the first time. Maybe I could say this. They gave up Jonathan Mingo, who's like wide receiver 5. I've heard on their depth chart. They gave him and a 7th round pick up to get like a 4th rounder. Like they turned that into a 4th round pick, and 4th round picks can be good. I mean, we've seen guys like that be incredible quarterbacks, so that could be a huge pick.
Mm-hmm.
And like Jerry Jones just gets fleeced for like a nobody. Like he's given up Amari Cooper for a 5th round pick, and now he
Yeah,
gives
that's
away
wild.
gives away a 4th round pick to get like a wide receiver that couldn't crack the depth chart in Carolina. Like,
Yeah, it's like, what do you see in this guy? Were you watching like practice film and he cooked somebody on the practice squad and you're like, oh my god, I need that guy?
no, it's just it's wild, and it's like so weird because I'm pretty sure I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he's like the only owner that does GM level stuff. Like I don't think many other owners, if any, are really in the press box like doing these things, like saying, "I want that." You know, I mean, it's so wild to me that that's who you're going for, especially when you're 3-5 and quarterback's hurt, and your solution is, "Yep,
Yeah.
get the wide receiver 5 on the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, bring
We're
in
gonna
the
make
bench warming wide receiver from Carolina. That'll save us. Maybe he does.
It's just no shot. It does. It's Jonathan Mingo.
Get me a Jonathan Mingo
Mingo.
Panthers jersey.
Dude, get him get a Cowboys jersey of Jonathan
Oh yeah,
Mingo.
Cowboys jersey.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I mean,
Wait.
it makes no sense.
So what did they give up for Mingo, the Cowboys?
So officially, they got Mingo in a 7th, and they gave up a 4th. They gave up a 4th-round pick this coming year.
Yeah, that is weird behavior.
Which, by comparison, Mike Williams was acquired for a 5th. Devontae Adams was acquired for a 3rd.
I love it when Aaron Rodgers deflates talent of receivers on his team and inflates talent of his friends across the league. Like, it's
oh my gosh.
it's so ridiculous. And back to the Cowboys real quick. What's the injury timeline on Dak?
It's 4 weeks. So like just now, as officially as a torn hamstring, it's at least a month. And you're with Cooper Rush.
Yeah, he tore it, so that's a good bit
Yep.
of recovery time.
And they get to play Philadelphia this coming week, which is like
Fun.
which is a very like physical up front. So I mean, Cooper Rush, he's won games before for Dallas, but this is a much worse version of that team. I mean, Micah Parsons being out last week didn't help either. It's just I don't understand the logic in we're 3-5. Our quarterback just got hurt. We're still determining the injury. Let's go give up a 4th rounder to go get a guy that hasn't gotten meaningful snaps on the worst team in the league.
Yeah, right. Like, Dak is kind of over the hill too. You're gonna want to start,
Right,
I don't
yeah.
know, maybe spending that 4th rounder on a quarterback. It's
I would
big
look
time
at it.
head
Yeah,
scratching move.
it's just a Jerry Jones. It's a Jerry Jones disaster class or master class for the rest of the NFL. Everyone loves it when Dallas does stuff like this. This is just the Dallas Cowboy way.
That is true. This is very Dallas Cowboys. Maybe like I think it would be hilarious if Mingo like takes the league by storm and it's like all of a sudden the wide receiver 2 with CD, they're a 1-2 punch.
An incredible role reversal. He just starts dominating.
Mm-hmm. And
He's
Rush
officially the
loves
best.
the guy.
Cooper Rush has like a Sam Darnold level arc, and he just makes like a Pro Bowl in the second half of the year.
I remember somebody told me, some Cowboys fan told me a while back that they said they thought Cooper Rush was better than Dak.
Do you think that is it true? Is Cooper Rush better than Dak?
I think we'll be able to see this Sunday, I guess. Because I remember their
Probably
argument
not.
was, of course, this was like, I don't know, it was just like some guy at a party like 2 years ago, and I remembered how outrageous the take was. He was just like, Dak throws too many interceptions, man. But like, I feel like I remember last time I watched Cooper Rush, he threw an interception. Like, I feel like Cooper is equally as bad.
I mean, he's not an
More
awful
bad.
backup quarterback, but he's definitely not a starter.
Yeah, he's not
Like
better
you,
than Dak.
you're not upset that you have Cooper Rush as your backup, but you're definitely not picking him over most starters in the league.
Yeah,
I
you're
would
not.
think.
You're not like, thank God, Jameis Winston is our backup.
I love Jameis Winston. Thank goodness for Jameis Winston
For real.
and Joe Flacco.
My goat. My two goats, Jameis Winston and Joe Flacco, man. Can we talk about the Browns real quick?
What about them? They got crushed last week.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Like, dude, it wore off so quick. Squidward syndrome just got completely worn off.
Oh yeah, let me tell
Gone.
you guys about Squidward and the gated community syndrome. So basically, when a team runs with a particular guy or a system for a extended period of time and they are struggling, when they make that change, that team will win the next game. For example, with the Browns, Deshaun Watson goes down. They were what, 1-6 at the time?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were really, yeah, the 1-6.
Deshaun Watson goes down. Jameis Winston comes in. Victory. I feel like there's always a case of Squidward in the gated community syndrome happening. I should have written down some actual examples. I just didn't foresee myself talking about the Squidward in the gated community syndrome.
Come, come here. So then, by your logic, Dennis Allen and the Saints, because he got fired, this Saints team will beat Atlanta this weekend.
Um, there's a very real possibility. I mean, I would expect it to be a close game because look at the Jets after firing Robert Saleh. You had a very close Bills game, one that
But
ultimately led to the trading of
but
Mike Williams, I think.
but they
But
lost.
but they lost, but they looked way better.
And then it wore off the next game, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think the Squidward and the gated community syndrome was present for the Jets win or for the Jets losses. Um,
Well, I mean, you know,
but
you never know. Come back.
he could come back. I would be down. Bring Robert back.
No, I mean like the syndrome will be back for Saints this coming week after moving off Dennis Allen. I
Mm.
gotta see who the interim head coach is. That's an interesting thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
I need to know because I remember seeing something, but I don't remember the name. Darren, no way, Rizzy.
Darren Rizzi?
Yeah, interim head coach Darren
No
Rizzy.
way. Oh
He's
my god.
Darren Rizzy. He is. I think is he the special teams coordinator? That's kind of sick.
That's interesting.
New
That's a hell of a
to
promotion.
John Harbaugh. John Hart. Yeah, he was. So he's been the coordinator. He was originally a part of the Dolphins from 2009 to 2018, and then went to the Saints to be the special teams coordinator, and then was also the assistant head coach a couple years, and now is interim head coach. I don't know. What do you think? Rizzy 1-0. It means possible.
It is very possible. I think the injury status of Drake London depends on that.
Yeah,
But
but I mean, who knows?
very big possibility there. I mean, the Saints, these guys need a win so badly. It's insane. They allowed Bryce Young to get his third career victory.
Hey,
And
Bryce looked decent. I'll say it. Bryce is looking to shake off some bugs. He looked at least like a competent quarterback. He looked competent. That's the important thing.
that's true. That's true. But, like, still, it's the Panthers. They allowed themselves to lose. They need a win very badly. Um, I think a win against Atlanta is definitely in the cards, but I would not count on it.
You're not counting on it, huh?
Nope.
Dang. He doesn't believe in the Squidward and the Squidward and the gated community syndrome this time.
I think the Squidward and the gated community syndrome often hinges on players and not coaches, unless the coach
Oh.
is like a despised figure in the locker room.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well, okay, so that's the little, asterisk. It only has to do with players. It has nothing to do with coaches. Interesting. Or it's less
exactly.
likely, maybe. Huh. Fascinating.
Like
Fascinating
think
stuff.
about think about the Jets Jags game from a year ago or
Okay.
a year or two ago when Strevler came in at the end of the game. Wilson
Uh-huh.
played Wilson played a horrible first half. And then
Right.
Strevler comes in the second half, almost leads us back into the game, if I remember correctly. We
Um,
lost.
I have a feeling that that's not true.
What? I remember that game feeling very close.
I have a scoreboard that says otherwise.
What's the score? What's the score?
This was a final score of 19-3, and Zach Wilson
Oh.
still led the team in passing yards despite Streveler coming in.
Oh, God. Never mind. I'm
He had a
gonna.
lot of rushes. He had 9 carries for 54 yards, but no, I don't. I don't know if
Man.
this was a case of Squidward in the gated community.
All right, I'll have to come back next time for a detailed presentation of Squidward and the gated community syndrome.
Yeah, we'll see how legitimate we looking. By the way, you guys play the Jags this.
Oh,
Don't
we
lose
play
that
the
game.
Jags. Let's
You play the Jags
go.
this year at some point. Yeah, you might be able to get your revenge, but something tells me I might be picking Jacksonville that game. I don't
Oh
know.
my God.
I got a feeling.
Oh my God. This guy.
What can I say? I'm
Phil,
the
you're kind of
ultimate
falling off
cheater.
the map, I'll say. Didn't I beat you in picks this week?
No, no, you didn't.
What? Oh, I really thought I did.
No,
How
no,
did
you
I do?
actually you went 8-7,
God damn it. What did you go?
10-5. Diamond did very well. You went 11-3.
Dang.
Cooked. So you had a very good week. It was not a big week for upsets. I thought it might have been if I could have taken a commanding lead if I had taken the Commanders, but
I think you
I
should
just
get extra losses if your pick is extra stupid.
that's well then you'd get extra losses for picking the Jags to beat the Eagles.
Oh, you get extra losses for picking the Giants to beat the Commanders.
Giants were close,
No, they
dude.
weren't. That was such an ugly game, bro.
27-22 final score. Giants had a chance at the end. They just couldn't stop them on defense.
They were down by 2 possessions for the vast majority of that game. The scoreboard is not reflective.
Jaguars went down like 20 nothing. What do you mean? What do
We're not
you
talking about the
mean?
Jaguars game. Well, what was the final score of the Jaguars game?
It's like 28-23. So a 5-point difference. It was the same amount.
Yeah, but
Same amount.
the difference is the
No
Jags scored
difference.
23 unanswered.
Okay, and the Giants kept it relatively close the entirety of the game. What do you mean?
But like always,
Jaguars,
they couldn't execute because they had goofy plays.
I'm not getting extra losses for picking the Giants to beat the Commanders. I can get spicy. Goofball.
It's spicy, but
Goofball.
dude, sometimes the spicy food makes you poop. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. The spicy food had you on the toilet last week.
Look, dude. Well, no, I didn't do that bad. I went 500.
And just above 500, but it's not gonna be enough, man. Those drinks I can taste them now. I can taste a nice. What am I thinking?
Nah, bro. I'm gonna get a
Hennessy.
higher percentage in picks at the end of the year. I'm gonna walk up to the bartender and say, "Give me your oldest whiskey, round for the whole bar, and put it on this guy's tab." Wait, how do
Dude,
put
I
it
don't
in
know,
your
Tech.
accent?
You might be. I don't know, dude. I don't think so. I think this guy over here might. Oh shoot, that's the wrong way. This guy over here, right
Yeah,
there. Oh shoot, that's the wrong way. It looks weird. I don't know.
yeah.
I usually put it to be flipped, and it's not.
Here's an important stipulation: are we counting playoff picks or just regular season picks?
We'll count. Here's the thing: we can do playoffs depending on the score. Of playoff games, it's double. We'll double it up, and then we'll double it each round. If it's
Ooh.
that wide of a margin, just to make things interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting, and we can maintain our playoff pick percentage as well on the Sunday show. Oh man,
Exactly.
that's interesting stuff right there. But
It'll be
I'm
interesting.
prepared to make my comeback. 8-7 last week, so I'm at. Also, we need to do a recount still because I 2 weeks ago was at 58% when I shot 500. And then I shot even better. I went like 11-5, and I was still at 58%. I think there might be a little meddling going on by Philip
I
White.
don't think so. I just don't. I think you just didn't change the percentage. I always change mine. I update mine. Very
Mm.
always keeping track. I feel like it should be your responsibility to track your own pick percentage. Just
Mm.
Just saying,
I'm
you
pretty
know.
sure I did. I'm pretty sure I did.
I'm pretty sure you didn't, and it's, you know,
I think Philip White's
yeah.
trying to stop the count.
I don't think I am. I think count is accurate.
Philip White is scared of my pickability.
Anyway, hit that next slide, dude. I want to show this banger that I created.
Yeah, let's see this banger here.
Yeah, this is the overarching. That picture was terrifying, by the way. When I saw that, I was like, that Mahomes picture. He looks like he's working at like a haunted house.
Yeah,
Like the guy who greets you in.
that looks like one of the pictures that the photographer took that wasn't meant to see the light of day. Like it was one of the 50 pictures that they were taking, and it just fell through the cracks.
Oh, I was almost like, ooh, this one's spooky. I like this one, but yeah, dude, there were some very big headlines. We've obviously kind of talked Dak injury a little bit,
Yep.
but dude, that picture of Saquon Barkley
I
doing a
was
backwards
hoping you
hurdle,
were gonna say that.
that was absolutely insane. I've never
Video game
that
stuff,
I
yeah.
that's not even a video game thing. I've never seen it have to be like a glitch in the game because that's just absurd. Like the reaction of the Eagles sideline is one of the best reactions to it ever. Like you've
Yeah.
got guys going
Yeah, like half the people in the frame put their hands on their head and they were like
like
just like jaw on the floor.
it was awesome. It's so cool. It's so awesome that he's on a good team because him being on the Giants was such a depressing arc. Him being on the Eagles is so nice
For
and so
real.
refreshing. Oh,
Like
I love it.
it sucks to say, but yeah, that time on the Giants was just a waste of time for Saquon. Like also, if you haven't seen that Saquon Barkley run, somehow go check it out. That's actually one of the best strings of moves that I've ever seen. Like it's incredible.
A phenomenal hurdle attempt. I mean, it was almost like I watched the play in slow when I saw him like jump and I'm like, no way, is he gonna do that? Is he gonna actually do
Mhm.
that?
I remember we were watching them play, and on the first after he like pulled like after like somehow made the first tackle or miss, you said, "Oh, watch these moves. He's about to go zoop zoop or something." And
He's about to go zoop zoop. I was like, oh my gosh, he went zoop.
yeah, yeah, that was insane. I guess there's like, how do you do that? That's just wild. It's pretty great that he's finally on a good team and can break out into the open and gets TV time like that now.
If he
Absolutely
doesn't
fantastic.
if he doesn't have 99 hurdle and 99 ball carrier vision in Madden after that play, Madden, what are you doing? Like
Yeah.
that's a wild thing to pull off. I don't think that's ever like that's one of those moves that you're not going to see again for like 10 years.
Oh
It
yeah.
was
I
awesome.
will probably
So cool.
never see something like that ever again. I think. I mean I don't
We'll
know,
see
that
something
backwards
better.
hurdle was just like one of the, yeah, we'll see something better. But like that backwards hurdle was just like some lightning in a bottle witchcraft stuff, man. Like that is like he defied the laws of physics, it seemed. It was just crazy.
It was wild. That was awesome to see.
Mm,
Eagles barely got out of that one. And also, dude, that lock hit. Jaguars covered.
yep.
That was a wild one. That was big time. Too bad the touchdown trifecta could do
Dude,
it.
it was such a rough weekend of gambling for me. Oh my god. I lost. So like the week before and the week before that, I pulled a profit. I profited like $75 for 2 weeks in a row. Last week, I hit on I put in a handful of different tickets. I had all of the show's bets, like so the locks and the touchdown theory. Didn't hit on that. Um the only one I hit on was the Jags spread because our locks were you can't read that.
I thought
Freaking
Slayton hit. Did Slayton
Slayton.
over not hit?
Okay, yeah. So I hit on straight bet on Jags plus 7.5. Straight bet on Darius Slayton over 34.5. But then you had so 2 for 3 on the triple touchdown parlay with uh Chuba and Drake London, and then Chris Olave, and then Olave gets hurt,
Yep.
and oh my god, the six leg. So like the six leg that I did, that's the combo of the locks and the triple touchdown. We were so close. $10 on that actually brought back 710. We went 4 for 6, and the two that didn't hit were Chris Olave to score a touchdown and Aaron Jones over 22 and a half receiving yards, and I think he had like 18.
Dude, you know what sucks? Early in that game, they ran a screen caught, and he got blown up for -8.
Oh, that is horrible. I had no idea.
I know, dude. I saw that. I was like,
Jesus.
I saw the like when they do the play-by-play, I saw the play come up and I was like, 8. It's like, wait, no, that's a negative. Oh God. Oh God. So if he had 18 plus 8, yeah, that would have hit.
Oh my god. And if Derek Carr didn't throw hospital passes all the time. Olave was so going to score a touchdown if he didn't get
Yeah,
hurt.
Foster
Didn't
Moreau had a
get
crazy catch, dude.
sandwiched.
That would have been Olave's.
Mm-hmm. Ugh.
Dude, also the dude, I'm gonna say it.
Huh.
There were a couple of cool things. Matt Stafford's game-winning overtime touchdown to Demarcus Robinson was sick. The Lions beating the snot out of the Packers. That
Snort.
game, they beat the snot out of them. I know that like people are like, yeah, the score doesn't reflect that. They controlled the entirety of that game.
Totally.
They dominated, and I like Green Bay as like a team. Love
Wait,
having
I'm
the.
sorry. You said you like Green Bay as like a what? You cut out.
I like they're good. They're a good team. They're they're good. They could be. They're gonna be a playoff team. I think they're gonna be exciting. But Jordan Love's interceptions, dude, it's a problem.
Yeah, he's got to
It's
chill.
every week with this guy. He is like a better Jameis, like right now. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, he does play pretty reckless. He is loosey goosey, man. The
It's
How many picks did
weird.
he throw a week ago? One or two?
I think it was 2. Maybe it might have been
I'm
1. I didn't catch the full game,
I want
but
to say two.
talking about, dude, I think it's like 1 or 2 a week with him.
Yeah.
I think he leads the NFL with already 10. Yeah, 10. I think he only had 1 against the Lions, but like the last 2, he threw 1 against Philly, and in the game against the Vikings he threw. Then
He
he
threw
threw
three,
1,
you said?
3 against Minnesota. At LA, he had a pick six. And then the Cardinals, he threw 1. The Texans, he threw 2. And the last 2 weeks, he's had no touchdown passes and an interception in each game.
Yikes.
So, I mean, I like Jordan Love. I do. But those turnovers, like, ugh. And like, the thing is, they're like often touchdowns. Like, there was a pick six that he threw against the Rams that was atrocious. And then this pick six against the Lions was also really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just feels, it's weird to say that he feels like a young quarterback because it's like really like second as a full-time starter, but he's also like 26 years old. So at a certain point you're like, you can't
Figure
keep
it
doing,
out.
you can't keep throwing these 10. Like he had 11 I think all last year. He's thrown 10 this year already and missed a couple games.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
10 picks, and how many games did he miss?
missed 2 and I think he's played in 7. I think he's
7.
played in 7. They're 6-3, they're 9. Yeah, he's played in 7. So, yeah, 10 interceptions in 7 games, not great. 15 touchdowns in 7 games is good. 10 interceptions in 7 games, bad.
True.
So, you have like big highs, big lows. It's going to be very interesting because I think Green Bay's still going to make the playoffs ultimately as long as.
Oh, for sure. As long as they don't
Uh,
have some colossal fall off.
yeah, but I mean, you saw it. There were times in the game, like I think on that I want to say it was that interception that he threw, that pick six to Kirby Joseph, where he's like grabbing at his leg a little bit, like the quad. I think it was either a quad or a hamstring. I'm not sure which one. He's got a leg injury, dude, and he was definitely limited against Detroit. But I mean, Detroit dominated the game, and for the Packers, they need Jordan Love to be healthy if they're gonna make waves. If they're gonna have any chance to make waves.
Yeah. The and Jordan Love there, he was kind of sounding like Baker Mayfield to me with all those all that high risk, high reward stuff, throwing for 3 picks in one game, but also getting some touchdowns.
Well, here's the thing about Baker too. Like, against KC, he actually played really, I thought, pretty well, all things considered. They just didn't go for two at the end.
Yeah. I mean, I
Ugh.
didn't hate the idea of them not going for two. The Chiefs are kind of invincible. It's like they have the power. It's like they have God on their side whenever they go into OT.
Ugh.
It is disgusting.
They got screwed in overtime one time, and now
Wait,
it was it.
you cut out. They got screwed in overtime one time and what?
They got screwed in overtime one time, and yet it happened one time against the Patriots back when they had their dynasty, and everyone hated it then, and everyone now hates it now because Kansas City's just the new New England. They have a quarterback. They have probably one of the best quarterbacks of all time. They have an incredible head coach. Now they have an incredible defense, and it doesn't matter who it is at receiver. They produce. Justin Watson is like the Danny Amendola of this team. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's
It's ridiculous.
ridiculous. Ugh. Somebody
It's
stop the Chiefs. Somebody stop them. It's the
seen the
Lions right now.
song.
The Lions
You've seen the
is
song on
the what?
Instagram that goes like there's these people and they're all wearing jerseys and they sing a song and this guy strums a guitar and he goes, anybody but the Chiefs, anybody but the Chiefs, and it's
Oh
just
yeah.
they're all like swinging side to side like just anybody. uh,
Go Lions. The Lions are that team right now.
they are probably that team, but I think currently right now they would beat the Chiefs, but I don't know how good their offense is with DeAndre Hopkins in it. I mean, because last night was probably I think one of the better games Mahomes played. He didn't really throw it deep, but he just kind of took the short underneath passes and they moved the ball down the field and they were converting on third down. I mean, that was the thing. They were incredible on third down. I think they were like at one point 9 of 9, and I mean they were phenomenal just continuing to move the ball. But yeah, they've gotten away with a little bit. There've been like some calls at the late ends of games that have just consistently gone their way. But there will be, I think, a time where those calls potentially stop going their way. But you never know. Maybe the refs are truly just wired cash to throw a flag when needed. Be like, hey,
I
can't
think
have the Chiefs
so.
lose. Can't
I
have the
think
Chiefs lose in this
so.
game. You know?
We all remember when Zach Wilson was playing the game of his life,
Oh, this
and
again.
and
The game of his
game of
life.
his life, man. It's 23-20. We are down three. Just scored to crawl within three. It's like 3rd and 18 or something. There were a couple horrible plays. We've all seen it. The hold play that led to a 18-yard Patrick Mahomes run on 3rd and 18, and the interception. And they waited to throw an illegal contact penalty until after the ball was intercepted, and it was right by the interception. It was away from the so-called penalty that was ticky tack. Yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous. You ever see those
Well,
memes on Instagram where it's like, oh, for example, the that Giants play when they went for two against the Steelers, and they have like the deep fake of Chris Collinsworth, and he's like, oh, I think they're trying to kill their player to make a sacrifice to Patrick Mahomes to win the game. Have you seen those?
I've seen them a couple times. Yeah,
Yeah, that's how it feels.
it's how it feels. Go. Jeez, this is. Hold on. I'm watching the play again right now. Nah, he was pulling the flag out before the ball was caught, though. I don't know if it
Mm,
was when it was getting picked. Because if you
can
like
you send this to
before the
me?
ball was caught. If yeah, here I'll just send you the link. But the link that I see, like if you go and do it like frame by frame, you can see that he's pulling the ball it out before it gets technically intercepted. Like I'm
Ain't
gonna,
no
like, you
way.
can see him reach for the yellow laundry.
All right.
Because he already had it out of his hand. I think it was he flicked it once and then he tries to flick it again to get it on the.
All right.
I don't remember what it was called. I think it was. Oh, it was holding. It
All
was
right.
holding. I gotta
Let's see this.
see this.
All right. Throws the interception. Oh no, he was not reaching for that, dude. That would
Yes,
be the
he
most
was!
controversial freaking. Not controversial. That would be the slowest wind up to throw a flag ever. Okay, the frame rate is a little.
It's
blurry.
on his hand. It's on his hand. You see him. You see him
Okay,
go
yeah,
for
he
to
was-
throw it and then throw it again. But he didn't have it on out of his
Oh my
hand.
god.
I think it got
Nah.
caught on his hand. Nothing. You could see the yellow before that ball is.
No, yeah, you can see the yellow, but like
Yeah.
he didn't start even going to throw it until after the pick. Oh, and then shut the fuck up, Patrick Mahomes. Pardon my French. Oh my god. Wait, I just got to see this replay.
Dude, oh my gosh. There's no even okay, also, there's no guarantee you win the game there anyway because you just got the ball, you're still at your own yard line. You would get in range, kick the field goal, and then probably the Chiefs would have the ball again. They still have 3 timeouts.
I'm pretty confident Zach Wilson had a couple long prolific drives this game.
Okay, but he was
looked
still Zach
great.
Wilson.
He looked great all game. Oh my
He
god. Oh my
was
god. This is
still
the
Zach
penalty.
Wilson.
That's oh my god. Really? That's the penalty? He threw it into freaking double. Okay, wait. This is a great angle to see if the ref. Nah. Look at that. Look at when the ref goes to throw it, dude.
All right, now.
Yeah! That is evil.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair. That penalty probably happened earlier. But at the end of the day, there's no guarantee you win this game, even after that. There's still 4.5 minutes left.
Yeah, there's no. It's not like a guarantee, but
I think you would have lost
I
anyway because
sure
it was
would
Zach
have
Wilson,
liked
dude.
the chance to see Zach Wilson lead the Jets down the field.
What, just to be heartbroken when he ultimately probably threw an interception, dude?
Sure, it'd be more entertaining than watching Aaron Rodgers do it.
Well, you got to time travel, man. You got to go back in time.
Dude, yeah, I miss Zach Wilson.
Dude, he's gone. He's gone.
No.
And he's never coming back.
No.
And he's never coming back. Also, speaking of quarterbacks that you are big on, how about Caleb Williams' performance? This is like the last little image we have here. But how was Caleb Williams?
Could you show me the
week?
stats?
Oh, sure. I would love to bring them up for you. Caleb Williams. Let's take a look here.
Williams.
Oh, Caleb Williams. Let's see. Caleb Williams. He had 20.
Wait, I'm sorry, you cut out. It's probably all
he
that
was-
awesomeness.
Oh, right. Yeah, he was 22 of 41. 217 yards, also known as 53% completion percentage and a QBR of 18.4. And was sacked 6 times.
Look, young guy, he's gonna figure it out. Okay.
Young guy. Yeah, they need to fire Eberflus. That's what they need to do. They need to get
fire
rid
Eberflus.
of Matt Eberflus.
They do need to fire Eberflus. Get an offensive guy in the building. Get an
That's
offensive guy in the
crazy.
building.
What
Utilize DJ Moore. And you're
Yeah,
golden.
dude's
I'm still a Caleb Williams believer, man.
yeah. It's gonna be like an Andrew Luck situation, but way worse. That's what it's gonna be. That's what I believe.
How? You think
Because-
he's gonna go down with an injury?
He got sacked 6 times against a Cardinal team that does not have a clear dominant edge rusher. That's crazy.
Offensive
That's
line.
crazy.
Offensive line.
Yeah, but look at what the Colts did. The Colts never fixed their offensive line. What happened to Andrew Luck? Oh, he's retired before he's even 32. before he's actually able to enjoy the robust years of his career. Could have maybe been something. Look what the Colts are. Colts are stuck in just complete mediocrity, and I think that could be where the Bears end up seeing themselves if they don't fix the offensive line.
True. Well, no, they
What
have
a
what's the name of that one guy? That guy on their offensive line who's young, he's good. He,
Darnell Wright?
yeah, Darnell Wright.
Okay, well, guess what? He stunk for like the first half of this year. He has been stinky. He was stinky. He got a little better, and he's still just kind of average. But they don't have a good like 6 sacks against Leaf. Like, ugh, ew, ew.
That
Like I
is
understand
true.
if you give up 6 sacks to T.J. Watt or Myles Garrett, but who do the Cardinals have a pass rusher? Who's their best pass rusher right now? I'm about to find out. We're gonna look at this
Yeah, I have
Cardinals
no idea.
roster. I'm gonna look at this Cardinals roster, and I'm gonna tell you right now, they do not have the I mean, what? Zaven Collins, maybe like that's their best one.
Who is
Their best.
Zayvon Collins?
He was a first round pick from
From
a
where?
few years ago. He was a first round pick back in 2021 out of Tulsa.
Mm,
I think that's maybe. Wow. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Dude. Oh, no, his first 2 sacks were just this week of the year. So I have a hard, or no, he has 3, but he has 2 of his 3 sacks. Like, dude, who is? And they just added Baron Browning, which is a nice addition. But like, man, they got nobody. They got nobody on that D line to be able to be rushing that well with 6 sacks. I want to credit Jonathan Gann. Maybe it's a great performance, but dude, that Bears offensive line is maybe the worst in the league.
Dookie buns.
Maybe the worst in the league. There are like a couple others that maybe compete, but that is one of the worst ones. And dude, I don't see the Bears ain't making the playoffs. I mean, they ain't. They're got not. You know
What? They're
what's
four
lucky?
and four.
Big.
4-4.
They're 4-4. They'll play New England. They might win that one. Then they get everyone else in their division plus San Francisco. And by the way, all those teams have 6 or more.
6 or more wins? No, they don't.
What?
San
Oh, you mean
Francisco. San Francisco
no? In
does
their
not.
division, they all have 6 or more wins. But even then, San Francisco's going to have players back and healthy. Like they're one of the better teams in the league, despite being 4-4.
Mm, I don't know. I mean, the Colts lost this week, correct?
Yeah, but they're not in the same conference.
Oh, I was just thinking about teams that were 4-4, because they just
Oh.
fell to 4-5. Because you mentioned the worst of the 4-4 teams, and
Well, I mean, they're not. Well, yeah, Colts would be 4-5 technically, but the Bears are not. Like, they're not cut out for it. They have no legitimate wins. Everyone in their division is significantly better than them, and I mean, it may stay that way for years. Might stay that way forever.
forever and ever and ever and ever. Nah,
But
they'll
yeah,
figure it out. They'll fix their offensive line, man.
okay, yeah. They ain't happening this year though. They ain't making the playoffs.
Look, dude, I think they will make the playoffs.
You want to put money on that?
Nope.
So they're not making the playoffs. Good to know.
No, they are though. I just don't want to. I don't want to take any more money from you than I already am going to at the end of the season, dude. Yellow.
Oh boy, I love Spectrum when Spectrums. Don't you
Oh
just love
man.
Spectrum? I love Spectrum. I love it. Spectrum throttles me so hard that it actually just cuts out my internet. That's crazy.
Sheesh. I'm more of a Verizon guy. I like it when Verizons.
Okay. When Verizon does the Verizon.
Yep.
All right. Well, anyway, yeah, Caleb Williams stinky. Bears ain't making the playoffs. Lions probably the best team in the league. Chiefs are getting away with their dark magic. We didn't talk much about Drake May. Oh wait, that Drake May pass. We didn't even mention that Drake May pass. Drake May just makes the Patriots
May
fun
pass.
fun to watch. Remember when they had that crazy
Oh
at
yeah.
the end
Yo,
of the
can
game
you
to
send
tie
me
it?
that? Can you send me that? Can we watch that real quick?
Yeah. Here, hold on.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry, I got to look it up. Dude, that was insane.
That was freaking wild. I remember how hype we got about that one.
Dude, I was like, oh
He
my.
actually did it.
I was like, dude, he's like, oh, he's gonna throw it. Oh, he's gonna throw it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's
He's
gonna do it, man.
Drake May channeling his inner Johnny Manziel on that play. That was a great week of football, honestly.
Dude, that was a very good week of football. Oh my gosh, he was dancing. He was twirling around, and then he just lofts it up. Boom, boom. The best running back in the NFL, Ramondre. Look at
All
this.
right.
Look at this.
Yep,
Uh,
he's running around.
look at him move.
Uh huh.
Look at that.
What?
Look at that. And then
Squat?
Ramondre, you got it, cuh.
Oh my god.
Bang, bang,
Yeah, that was
bang.
beautiful. They ultimately ended up losing that game, didn't they?
They did, but that was still cool to see.
That
It's like
was super freaking
it,
cool.
Drake May makes that offense more fun.
Hmm
It's so much. It's
Drake
beautiful.
May, low key, has impressed me the most out of all the rookie quarterbacks.
Really,
Yeah, man.
you can't think of
Oh,
anybody
wait.
else.
Jaden Daniels is just so much not like a rookie that I forgot he was a rookie there for a second.
It was like really, you can't think of
Yeah,
anybody else.
Drake May is better than Jaden Daniels any day of the week. What's it to you?
Okay, okay. I was like, heard that. I was like, really? You think
Oh, really
so?
now?
No,
Interesting.
you know who's been the most impressive? Bo Nick.
Oh, God. I can't stand that guy, man.
Bo
He's
Nick.
just corny. Something about Bo Nix is corny.
He's corny, dude.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. He's a
No,
funny
he's
guy,
not. When
Bo.
has he made you laugh?
When I looked up his picture on ESPN, he's got the big wide smile. He's like,
Yeah, he is very happy to be there. I'll give him that. I like a guy who's happy to be there. But nah,
look,
bro
man,
is
Denver
corny. He
having a
plays for
winning.
Sean Payton, who is an asshole when he doesn't need to be an asshole. He's definitely rude to the gas station cashier. And he played poorly at every college he played at. And now all of a sudden in the NFL he just gets to ball. Kind of, I don't know.
Well, now he's at
Corny.
Denver Bronco University, and he's gonna kick butt and take names.
Oh, God.
He's already taken one name.
So what's the Broncos? What's the
They're
Broncos
five and
record?
four.
They're
They're five and
5-4.
four. They lost to Baltimore.
Oh,
So
can we so what's this updated playoff picture looking like?
let's take a look. Let's see what we're looking at here. I'm going to
Yeah.
send a link. There it is. Boom.
Huzzah.
That is a link that I see.
Boomski doomski.
Uh, yeah. So right now, I mean, this is what it's not the actual bracket because I had to custom make it last time. But those are, I think it didn't change much. I think Green Bay got knocked down a little bit. Chargers moved up slightly.
Where do the Jets reside?
10.
Oh, yep. Oh, God. Oh,
Healthy 3
no.
seed for the Steelers. Pretty cool.
That is kind of cool. I'll give you that. The Chiefs are so undeserving of that 1 seed, bro.
Oh man, it sucks that they're winning, but it's also funny when people like I guess get mad. I don't know.
It is kind of funny. It's like the thing to do.
Yeah, it's the classic thing to do. Be mad at the Chiefs.
Let's not waste time talking about those bums, though. Dude, the Steelers. Dude, that's gonna be a hell of a game this week. Washington against Pittsburgh,
Yeah, that should be a good one.
and what's that in Pittsburgh?
Washington in
Oh, oh,
Washington.
in Washington. Sheesh.
Sheesh! Should be a banger.
But let's look at these, like, consider these matchups right now. So obviously Chiefs would get the first round bye because they're weird. And so the Bills would end up playing the Broncos,
Mm-hmm.
and then Steelers would end up playing the Chargers, and the Texans would end up playing the Ravens.
Yeah, it would be a
Interesting.
rematch of a playoff game last year between the Texans and the Ravens. Then Pittsburgh, LA, we played them earlier this one. Hurt did get hurt at the end of the game, but both teams are now starting to hit their stride more. And then the NFC, we'd have Washington Commanders against the Green Bay Packers. We'd get Atlanta Falcons and Philadelphia Eagles, and then Arizona Cardinals against the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, that NFC playoff bracket is looking saucy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
But you
my
see what I
gosh.
mean? Like you see what I mean when I say the Bears ain't making the playoffs? Look at this. Bears, if they win this game against New England, they got an 11% chance. Meanwhile, San Francisco beats Tampa, it's a 61% chance. This team is just the Niners are moving ahead of the Chicago Bears, and the Bears ain't better than anybody here. I'd argue they're not better than the Rams. I'd argue then they're not better than the Bucks. I'd argue they're not better than the Seahawks.
True. You look at 7 through 11, and it's just like one of these teams is not like the other. The Bears are kind of booty cheeks compared to the Niners, even when they're hurt. Compared to the Packers, compared to the Rams. Now that Cooper and Puka are back, yeah, they're kind of booty cheeks.
They might be better than Dallas. Might.
That's a
Might be
big
better than.
might too. Like the
That's a
Dallas
big might,
sucks.
but they might be better than Dallas.
Dallas sucks, but I don't know. It's kind of wild that Dak is hurt because, this is the time where the Cowboys make that second half of the year, let's make the playoffs push to lose in the most hilarious way ever.
I feel like it's
And
the
Dak's
opposite.
not here for it.
I feel like they get through like the first 3 months and are pretty good, and like media hypes them up, and then in the last month, you can see that this is all setting up for the Cowboys to playoffs, isn't it? And then it does just that. They lose in the playoffs, just like it's like, oh man, they probably should have lost that game to the Lions, and then Green Bay's blowing them out. Okay, I had a feeling.
Yeah. Or
I should have known.
or remember Zeke's last play as a Cowboy before he left?
Yup, I sure do.
I'm gonna try and pull that up.
I love that play is hysterical. People want
Zeke's
to talk about one of the worst
last
plays.
play
That
as
play
a
does
Cowboy.
not get enough credit for being one of the worst plays of all time.
Yeah, it's battling with the Giants' 2-point conversion against the Steelers.
I'll tell you what the worst play of all time is. I don't know if you remember this.
Ezekiel
It was the
Elliott's
Colts
final play as a
fake
Cowboy
punt,
was when he
I want
like
that.
10 years ago. Probably is that first one.
Zeke's final play as a Cowboy.
Oh, and get ruled.
Just for Dak to throw an incomplete pass or just throw it to somebody that immediately got tackled. I don't know why people don't try the Chiefs play. Like when they'll have Kelsey run like the inside curl route, and then they'll have like their slot receiver from the other side run a crossing route. Kelsey will catch it and then just do a little pitch to the guy running the crossing route.
To be
That's a
fair, they only
sweet
did that
play.
once. It is
No,
a
they've
very
done it a
sweet
couple
play, but
times.
you can't run that at the end of the game. I feel like it's just very difficult to actually not be prepared for that in that situation. Like you can run it like in like a 2-minute drill, like the way they did, and have it work. But to run it on the last play of the game is like because they're expecting you to do something. Like they're like be prepared for anything, Don't let them do this. Don't let them do that.
I don't know. You can't prepare for everything, and I think that would definitely catch a team off guard if they did that on the last play of a game. Like,
Nah, I don't think so. You can't really.
come on.
I don't think it works. I don't think it works.
Oh, it totally does.
Because you can clearly see, like, the way it sets it up, it's like you can tell that a lateral's likely to happen. I don't think it works in, like, a last minute of the game situation, especially with it being more commonplace. I think it would. I think most teams, like 28 out of. Actually, no, 30 out of 32 teams would probably be like, yeah, we're not going to allow this. Maybe Panthers and Saints allow it, but no one else.
What about the Bears?
29 out of 32. 29 out of 32 teams. The New York Jets.
Hey, what about the Bears, dude?
Oh yeah, the Bears. The Bears
mean,
probably. All
look at
right, fine.
Tyree
28 out of
Stevenson.
32 teams. 28 out of 32 teams. There you go.
I think you
Those
could fill.
those
I think
four
you could
teams
fit in
allow it.
another large handful of teams that would give up that play. How about the Cowboys,
Nah,
dude? The Cowboys.
no.
Yeah.
Cowboys have good defense. The
No,
Cowboys
they
would not give
don't.
up that.
No, they don't. The Cowboys' defense has been horrible this year, man.
It's been horrible, but they don't give that up. Like, again, you're understanding it's the last play of the game. You're expecting either A, a Hail Mary, or B, some sort of like we're gonna do just backwards like tosses. Like to some
Yeah,
anticipation,
you need
teams are
that to
expecting that.
start the process of the backwards tosses. Like so many
That's
teams when they
exactly
try and
what
do
I'm
the
saying.
backwards tosses, they'll like run like a wide receiver screen that goes nowhere to begin with. You need play art. Something that is a scheme, not just people running around with their like chickens with their head cut off. You should have tight end, inside curl, crossing route for the receiver. Maybe you're having the guy on the left run like a streak or like a slow streak, and they can block for that receiver that runs the crossing route. Tight end comes back once the guy who caught the who ran the crossing route gets into a little trouble. Tight end goes, and then yeah, I don't know.
Nah, that doesn't work in like a 5 second situation because you're gonna see what's gonna happen. The way it's gonna be set up is Kelsey's gonna run some sort of hitch, and he's gonna try to lateral it, and the defense is already so far back, especially in that kind of a situation. With guy on the other end of the field, make sure he doesn't lateral it to him. Like teams are gonna see that. Dallas would see that.
No,
I don't think
you're
Dallas gets
having a
that.
little too much faith in the Cowboys defense, man.
They're bad, but they're not that bad. They're
They're
not that
pretty horrible.
atrocious.
Pretty horrible.
They ain't giving that up. They ain't giving that up. I would say no. They do not give that up with 5 seconds to go in that situation. I don't. I don't.
Involve a
I
couple
don't believe.
laterals. Let freaking Xavier Leggett do a little magic.
No.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, not enough magic in Xavier Leggett. Not yet, anyway.
Okay. Agree to disagree.
All right.
How did we even get here? What's the should we move on to the next topic?
I was trying to. I think we got here by Drake May, and then we kind of went all the way to trick play somehow.
Oh yeah, because I said Drake May had impressed me the most out of all of the rookie
Yeah.
quarterbacks. And then we
Yeah,
got to
I'm
talking about
sure
Hail
he
Marys.
has.
Jaden Daniels
Yeah.
basically isn't a rookie, bro.
But he is. He's
Yeah,
first year.
yeah,
Bye,
yeah,
Rod. He doesn't play like a rookie. I agree, but
exactly.
so I understand why that happened. But
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny. Like, really, Drake May's the most impressive one, huh? That's a real hot take. I'd love to.
Well, Jaden Daniels is definitely the most impressive rookie. I forgot he was a rookie, but you know who actually basically isn't a rookie?
Who?
Bo freaking Nix, man. I don't like
Yeah, he's
that guy.
basic.
He's corny.
We're just gonna loop. Are we gonna loop back into the same thing? That's exactly how this started. It's exactly how it started. Bo Nix, he's corny.
He is corny, man. But we'll move on
Whatever.
to the next one. On to the next. On to the next
Yeah,
one.
it's time for the NBA discussion because
NBA.
Joel Embiid 3-game suspension. Oh me, oh my.
Crybaby. Pretty boy. A
A
bitch.
Dude, yeah.
Joel
What?
Embiid was suspended for 3 games for shoving a member of the media. As a Knicks fan who watched Joel Embiid make an attempt on Mitchell Robinson's life, I am very. Joel Embiid is my least favorite athlete in sports. He's just a dickhead. He deserves every bad sports-related thing that happens to him.
You know, actually, that's interesting, Taff. Your least favorite athlete in sports. Who do you dislike more, him or Rodgers? You think is it clear?
Oh, it's definitely
Is it obviously
Joel
Embiid?
because like I already didn't like Joel Embiid before the playoff series.
And I hate him even more.
Yeah, and like from that point on, it just got even worse because like this guy, like for some context, Mitchell Robinson hurt his ankle and was out for half of that season. And then Joel Embiid, because he falls every 5 freaking seconds, fell down. And then when Mitchell Robinson caught the ball under the hoop to go up for a layup, Embiid pulls Robinson down by his injured ankle that he had just recovered from, missed half the season to get back, and then that knocked him out for the rest of the playoffs, and he's actually not back until January because of that injury. Like, Joel Embiid is a dickhead, and every time he's in a post-game interview, he's just, like, it's like, I don't know, during the playoff series, every post-game interview was hilarious to watch as a Knicks fan because he would be like, oh, we're the better team on paper, blah, 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 blah. The guy doesn't want to work. Never made a conference finals. Bum. Joke. Stupid.
So I'm reading this real quick, just to get caught up. To be fair, this suspension, I think is justified, but I can see where Embiid is coming from in this case because
Okay.
apparently he was upset with a reporter because he took issue with according to this is of ESPN's Shams Charania.
Charania.
Said Charania he took issue with a recent column that referenced his late brother and son. Apparently, Hayes referenced Embiid's desire to leave a legacy for his son and his late brother, writing, "Well, in order to be great at your job, you have to show." And apparently, Embiid told Hayes, "Don't ever put my dead brother's name in your mouth." That's per Kyle Neubeck of PHLY Sports.
So wait, did you say his late brother and son? Joel Embiid had a kid and his kid died?
I think it's his late brother and his son who is alive.
Oh. Okay.
I think it's his late brother who passed.
Gotcha.
Apparently, he took issue with this guy discussing his deceased brother, which I would take issue with a little bit. I mean, it's one thing to criticize play. It's kind of like family stuff generally is something that doesn't like to be touched unless it's actively like pushing for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for me, it's like, for example, like let's say someone's dad, like let's say I think it was Caleb Williams' dad recently came out and like criticized coaching. Like that's a little different. If you're putting yourself out there, you're allowing people to report on that. But just kind of mentioning it, like it seems, I don't know. I think maybe Embiid mentioned the only way it would make sense is like Embiid didn't like say this, like Embiid's desire to leave a legacy for his son and late brother. I don't know. Maybe he had an issue with that being discussed in the media, but then I also feel like he would have had to say that at some point, which I don't know when that happened. It seems, I don't know. It's definitely like you gotta keep your hands off the media, but at the same time, I don't know. That I would take
if
issue
somebody
with that.
mentions your family like that, that would
Especially if it's someone written multiple articles criticizing play or something like that. Like then I would. It's just like a one-time thing. It could be like just a misunderstanding. But if it's like multiple times, someone's like, "Hey, I've criticized a lot of your play. Now I'm mentioning your dead brother." Like, dude, I'd be pissed.
that's pretty asshole-horrific. That is redonk. Yeah.
That being said, Embiid is still kind of.
He's still kind of.
I don't think that's gonna change. That ain't changing your opinion on Embiid. I know that for sure.
Mm-hmm. So, little bit of a Knicks update for any of our NBA fans out there and myself. The Knicks are 3-3 currently. Lost to the Rockets the other night. Kind of a weird start to the season.
Yikes.
But this can be expected. This can be expected. We're going to be fine.
Yikes.
We're going to be fine.
Yikes. Uh-oh, guys.
Karl Anthony Towns is just a little... the team needs to figure it out with Mr. Cat, the Bodega Cat.
They're playing right now, aren't they? They're playing the Hawks.
They're currently down 14-7.
Ew.
Gross. We're gonna win.
Gross. Atlanta win probability 55%.
What'd you say?
Atlanta win probability 55%. Ew.
Nah,
Put you on nope. For three from
Yeah,
three?
take
Ooh.
Nick's money line. Take Nick's money line right now. You'll get good
Uh,
money out of it.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Anyway, yeah,
He's
that's
not actually taking it. He's not a believer.
no, I mean, look, dude, here's the thing with New York is like I know this thing's gonna take time, but like for a team that's supposed to look like second best in the East, you ain't you ain't looking it. And it's not just the fact that all this like starters are taking forever. Like, where's your bench scoring coming from? I feel like it had like the bench is not as
Miles
good as it was supposed
McBride.
to be.
The bench
But
is
like
not
that's
nearly
it.
as good as it was.
Yeah, it's like it's not the same bench as it was before, and I'm like,
Our goat Cameron
I don't
Jones.
know. You need those players to score. I mean, I've always liked Campaign, you know, as his former son, but you know, I can't. You gotta have more scoring from your bench players if the chemistry thing's gonna take time with getting Cat into the lineup. I mean, the whole point was we love Jalen Brunson, but he got hurt. We don't want to be so Jalen Brunson dependent. We want to have a roster where everybody can score. Yet that's still true. The Knicks are still Jalen Brunson dependent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's still clear that Brunson is critical to their scoring. Like they still very much lean on him.
Oh yeah, and they always will.
Right.
Um, the like, yeah. The problem is the depth. That was one of my worries about the Julius Randle trade, even though it did make sense. Um, because getting rid of Dante, we are really feeling that void of not having DiVincenzo anymore.
Mm-hmm. And
Like,
I mean, Cat's gonna give you that. Like he'll give you good games, but there will be nights where he just gives you stinkers. It's like that's who Cat I feel has been for most of the time in Minnesota.
well, yeah, Julius Randle is the same way too. A lot of NBA players, they're gonna have their stinky nights.
Yeah, but I feel
Um,
like with Cat, it's I don't know. With Cat, it's like weird in a sense where it's a huge liability when he has a stinky night. Like with other teams, some players will have stinky nights, but there'll be enough around the teams to like say like, okay, it's not that bad. With no Mitchell Robinson right now, if Cat has a stinky night, it's bad.
True. Like you're relying on Cat to bring in 10 plus rebounds a night, hopefully maybe even 15 in order for you to win the rebounding uh, matchup, the rebounding stat. Um, the like that's why we're missing Mitchell Robinson so much, man, because our backup we don't have a clear backup center right now. That could be another point of why our depth has sucked. We have Jericho Sims, who is probably going to be out of the league after this season. We drafted this guy, or he was either undrafted or we took him in the second round the same year we got RJ Barrett, and and there was like a lot of hype surrounding this guy. It's like this guy's a freak athlete, and this guy has been the same player for his entire career, and it's year 5 now, I think. This guy is a baby. I'm sorry, I do not like Jericho Sims. He gets shoved around. He is not physical at all. He just lets himself get bullied in the paint. And meanwhile, it's like I don't want to see Jericho Sims. Like, Tibbs does not play rookies in his rotation, pretty much.
Really? Yeah, I was gonna say I'm looking at the roster. What about Boo Booey?
Boo
The
Booey?
rookie Boo Booey, yeah.
No,
That's his name. Boo Booey. BOO and then BUIE.
honestly, I
Boo
haven't
Buey.
I haven't heard of Boo Booey, but
I don't know. I said Buey maybe. It's Boo Buey.
the
I don't know.
other
I forgot how to say it, but that he looks like he should be playing. He hasn't played yet.
the other guy that I was thinking of that is a dog, and I'm hoping like Tibbs has given this guy some minutes. Hopefully, he can just fully kick Sims out of the rotation. Is Ariel Huckporty. He is a beast. It would have made highlight reels, but for whatever reason, they called a charge on this play, and it was just fundamentally not a charge. Knicks were like down by 4-8 for a lot of the fourth quarter. Knicks start going on a run. They're up 3
Against
with
two.
like 3 minutes left. This was against the It was our second win of the year. It wasn't against the Pacers because it was a close game. Might have been against the Cavs. But we lost to the Cavs. Can't remember. I think we lost this game actually. But he's going up for a dunk. Pretty sure Jared Allen meets him in the air, and Hukporti just yams it on him for the Knicks to go up 5. And they call a charge on Hukporti, and that's like fundamentally not a charge. Jared Allen
Right.
left the ground. He met him in the air. But yeah, Hukporti gets a lot of blocks. He can do more with the ball in his hands than Mitchell Robinson does. And yeah, Ariel Hukporti's a dog. I'm trying to see him get some more center minutes for the Knicks.
Yeah, they could definitely use it because if they have to develop like their bench has to step up and be significantly better because I think they need that depth. They need that depth overall.
They
But
do
I mean,
desperately.
again, especially for a team that's like you're supposed to be, you know, pretty much contending up there with Boston. The way Boston's looked this year and the way they've looked kind of slow, it's not great. And
I
then when you
mean,
talk
they've
about
got
like
a through
the
6 games.
Cavs too, Cavs have been incredible
Cavs
so
have
far.
been incredible. Oh, you're good. Through 6 games, you know, you have to expect there to be a sort of buffer for the Knicks to get back up to game speed. But I don't know. It'll be fine. Also, I heard a rumor that that we're looking at Jordan Clarkson for a trade.
Really,
Mm-hmm.
Jordan? Who would you give up? What would you give up for Jordan Clarkson?
That's what I was just asking myself. Because, like, who do you even give up, dude? You
Yeah, I don't know if
know?
you can afford to make that trade right now. I think you have to wait to see what chemistry looks like. I mean, when you can't trade yet though. When does I think there's like a time you can start trading in the NBA, from my
I think
understanding?
you can trade right now.
Really?
I
I
just
thought it
don't
was
think
like
anybody. I just don't think
start.
anybody does trade so early in the season for
Right.
chemistry's
Yeah.
sake.
That's fair. But I mean, I don't know with the way Cleveland looks right now. I'm the one other team I'd put them up there just because they're both still undefeated in the Thunder and the Cavs. The Cavs look really good. They're like exceeding my expectations. The
Yeah, Cavs
Thunder
are
have been
really
very
good.
good,
Thunder are really good
but
too.
I don't think they're not as far as ahead as I thought they'd be. I thought they'd be much closer to what Boston was like, and they're not. Like they're good, but they're not like as dominant as I was expecting with the players that they have.
Yeah, it hurts seeing Hartenstein on their team, man. Makes me very sad. But yeah, I think the Thunder, uh, just give them a little bit of time. I mean, what's their record right now?
It's still 7-0, so they're undefeated.
Oh, they're
Like they're
7 and
very
0,
good.
dude. Yeah.
Right, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, because they were the 1 seed last year. You know, like you can. I don't think.
Well, how could they be more far ahead? They're 7 and 0.
I'm saying when you when you watch them play, like they don't give the same. I guess Boston is a championship team, so it makes sense. But I don't
Boston's
know. I
starting to be
thought
a
they'd be
dynasty,
much
man.
closer. I thought they'd look much closer to them. Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen. I see that.
Boston looks very good.
I don't.
They
No.
are a well-oiled
No.
machine, man. Yeah.
No.
Frick Boston. Boston sucks.
Dude, on a
We hate.
Phoenix note,
What'd you say?
Phoenix note. Hold on.
Yeah, let's hear
Don't
it.
count out the Phoenix Suns. Don't count us out.
Don't sleep on the
We
Phoenix Suns. Dark Horse Finals
Y'all are
contender.
selling the Suns right now. Look, man, anything is possible. I think we play the Cavs. I think we play them. I think they're our next. Are they our next game? No, they don't. No, I'm tripping. I'm thinking of something else. Not bad. I'm not reading this right.
Oh, you're
I can't
good.
read. Hold on. Where the? They are looking. Look, I mean, we're winning. 5-game win streak. You can't be mad at that.
Man,
No,
what the
right?
fuck? Why
One.
can't the Knicks have fun?
What do you mean? They are having. What do you mean? The season.
I want to go on a 5-game win streak. I want to be 7 and 0 with the Thunder.
We're not 7-0. We're just 6-1. You know, we're figuring out.
Dang.
Yeah, well, Golden State's also 6-1. Surprisingly, I was not expecting that, especially with the Steph Curry injury. I don't know if he's still hurt, but I thought he was. This team. It's weird because every time we talk about KD, we basically blast him. We say like, oh, he's not committed to basketball, but he's a junkie about playing basketball. I saw like an interview after we played Philadelphia where he had like he laid in a tough bucket to take the lead, and they end up winning the game off that. Granted, Philadelphia doesn't have Joel Embiid, but honestly, it's whatever. I don't. They might not have Joel Embiid for like half the games anyway.
Yep.
The way I saw it was like, dang, the way I liked the interview. You gave him a nice little interview right
That's a
there. Like I like that,
first.
but it was like I don't know. It gave me like hope because the one problem I have with this team is they have a similar problem the Knicks. I guess two problems. One,
Mhm.
we have a similar problem to the Knicks in that our bench is still very suspect. But B, KD is like getting so many minutes for a 36-year-old. Terrifying, right? Like
Mhm.
it's in any moment if any injury happens, like oh there goes our scoring, there goes like half our scoring, and
Yeah.
it's just it would be such a bad thing, and it's like getting me tense because I know he's not gonna play the full. I don't think he's going to miss some games at some point, and I'm sitting here thinking, dude, if he's like drained by the time playoffs come, it's gonna be another.
It's
Yep,
gonna be another
Minnesota
what?
comes around, like Minnesota's gonna come, get smacked. We play like Dallas, get smacked. You're gonna play like the Thunder, get smacked, and it's just, it's like the entire season's gonna be, oh look, playoffs we're good, and then the playoffs, what happens? We just get smoked. Like, let's hope that doesn't happen. This is all I can hope for. Give me a competitive series,
Regular
please.
season.
Man, shut up. You're 6-1, 6-1. Shut up,
Six
shut
and
up,
one.
shut up.
That
On
is
the
a very good record. I did not expect that in the slightest, and I congratulate you for that.
Yippee! That being said,
Hooray!
also, the other thing, dude, low key, I know we don't have any first round picks, but at the very least, the first round pick we got this year, Ryan Dunn, okay, I kind of like him. He plays really good defense. I just need him to start getting some shots up. We could have a nice little 6-man rotation with him. We could actually have someone on the bench.
Oh man,
Yeah, I know, dude.
I
I
haven't.
know.
What pick did y'all take him with? I'm not familiar with
I
this
think it
Ryan Dunn
was
guy.
he was out of Virginia. He was like the 28th. I think it was the 28th pick we took him, but he looks pretty good on defense. That's basically the main reason we got him, and he's good so far. And he's 21 years old. He's giving me like a little young. He's not as lanky. He doesn't remind me as much of Mikal in terms of just like looking at him, but he keeps playing the way he is. He's gonna start reminding me of Mikal Bridges played in Phoenix. Starting to
Mm.
starting to like this kid, you know. I don't like
Interesting.
this guy. And then Bradley Beal, like when I watched against Philadelphia, he actually looked a little energized. Like he actually looked like he could put up points and not be a complete waste of salary. Like if the vision of the Suns actually goes the way it was intended to go, I'm not counting this out yet. Not yet. There's still opportunity here. There's still very much
Hmm.
opportunity. Especially with a 6-1 start, you can't
True.
really argue
Six
with a
and one
good
with
start
your
to the
current
season.
roster is pretty wild.
When we
Like,
still have like KD, Book, Beal's still viable, right? We've got Grayson Allen's not bad. He played really well last year. That's why we gave him that contract extension. So not bad. Not bad, all things considered.
indeed, indeed.
I'm
When do the
excited.
Knicks play the Suns?
I was actually looking at that at one point. I just gotta double check because I was like, dang, when do they play? And I believe they play like in April 6th. They play at the very end of the year at the Garden. That was the one I was looking at. Be April.
Very end of
And
the
tickets
year
are as
at the
low right now.
Garden.
Tickets. Oh shoot, I read that wrong. I was gonna say that they were 15. Tickets low as 15. It's actually 115.
That's actually still pretty good for a game at the Garden.
Yeah, especially in the end of the year.
Mm.
Maybe there's a chance.
I
Chance.
think once I'm in Philly, I am gonna be frequenting.
The
Uh,
Garden.
I'm gonna be frequenting the Garden, but even more so, I think, or equally as much, every time the Knicks come to town. Oh my God, you bet your bottom dollar, I will be going to the Wells Fargo Center, donning my Kevin Knox jersey.
Oh my gosh.
And I
Dude,
will be
that'll be
yapping
exciting.
my ass off.
Oh, well, let me see when do they play? Do they play the 76ers at all? They have to at some
Oh
point, right?
yeah, yeah. We must. I think we play
Oh,
them four
not until
times a year.
what? Where? Oh, this must be early then, because I don't see them towards the end all that much.
What on
They
earth? Wow, my
what
hair
on
looks
earth,
goofy as
dude?
shit.
They
Well,
the last time they played the Sixers is January 6th. January
yo,
6th.
no fucking way.
What? No
Oh,
way, dude.
it's a sign.
All right. So are you ready for? Are you? I was satisfied with the NBA talk. Are you ready for the Josh Hart game?
Oh, born ready.
Go ahead. Next slide, baby.
Let's
So
do
next slide.
this.
Those who are unfamiliar, welcome to the Josh Hart game, where I give Taff a random player, and he has to tell me if he thinks he'd rather have Josh Hart or the player I've selected. No way! No way!
Yippee!
Let's go! The Josh Hart. We need an applause meter, like the crowd going crazy. Like what?
Yeah.
Like when like a special guest shows up on a sitcom, that's what it is. Okay. So the way this has worked, let me make sure I have this all correct. I believe I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 players. The first 3, I believe, so I took these from NBA ESPN rankings. And normally, I pretty much don't agree with any of those rankings. However, this is just for like a scale, so we kind of have something. First 3 players are going to be kind of in Josh Hart realms.
Where you cut
And
out kind
then
of in Josh Hart's realm.
okay, we'll give him in Josh Hart's realm. Yeah, so like Josh Hart, kind of in the realm of how roughly good Josh Hart actually is. So we have like a baseline there. We have the next, and then the next 3, it'll get like better. Generally speaking, guys that are better, and then we'll have one crazy insane player for the end to see if Taft still picks Josh Hart. Let's start.
Let's
First
go.
one up is Josh Hart. Would Taft take Josh Hart, or would he take? Hold on. Contavious Caldwell Pope.
Oh, this isn't even a question, dude.
Not even a question.
Contavious Caldwell Pope? This is disrespectful, bro. Contavious Caldwell Pope he's like today's Courtney Lee. Solid 3 and D guy, but he's not a Swiss Army knife. He can't play defense like Josh Hart. He doesn't hustle like Josh Hart. He's not a locker room guy like Josh Hart.
He was a big part in when Denver was wasn't he on Denver when they won that championship?
Yeah, and he was on the Lakers when they won their championship in the bubble.
I don't know. All right, well, so do you think Josh Hart? Josh Hart is the clear consensus here.
Yeah.
You would take Josh Hart? No. Okay. All right.
Very much
That's
so, and also like the rebounding too. I mean,
okay. All right. Well, look. I mean, he's pretty good 3-point shooter. I mean, I don't know.
yeah, you can find that in a lot of guys.
Okay. And so now we have our next player. So that for context, I'll also give context. On ESPN, the top 100 that they did for this year, Caldwell Pope ranked 62, and Josh Hart was ranked 61.
61?
So that is
wait, 60 what? You cut out.
61. Josh
Okay.
Hart was 61. Caldwell Pope was 62. So that is where they rank.
Okay.
Next up, this player, I'll actually give it ahead. Actually, no, I'll save it to the end where they were ranked. The next player would rather have Josh Hart or Desmond Bane of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay, now we're getting a little more competitive, a little more tightly contested.
Okay.
But because Josh Hart can rebound and hustle with the best of them, this guy can play the 1 through the 4 essentially. That's why I'm taking Josh Hart.
Really?
Bane, this guy is a sniper. This guy can play a little bit of defense, but he can't play the passing lanes with those short ass arms, man. He's just got like
Desmond Short Arms Bane.
yeah, bro is not. I mean, he can be a bucket for sure. But if we're talking about like on the Knicks, are we talking on the Knicks or are we talking like on your team?
What were you thinking? What were you thinking?
I was
'Cause I was
thinking on the Knicks.
okay. I was kind of thinking. I guess
Or just
fine.
who's
I
better.
guess that makes more sense. I was kind of gonna look for like, would you? I guess it makes more sense to say if you'd rather have them on the Knicks. Who would you? Like, let's say if you were giving up Josh Hart to have this player, which
Yeah.
gets kind of weird when we get later, but you'll see why.
Okay, cool. We got Desmond Bain. He's a bucket, but he's not a
Like you
two-way
assume that
player.
Hart. You assume that the way we'll do this. How about this? To establish rules from here on, we'll assume that Josh Hart is not actively on the Knicks, and you have the choice of adding one of the two, and it's like that's how that works.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Okay. So you would rather have Hart rather than Desmond Bain. That's
Oh,
the consensus.
for sure.
So Hart is 2 for 2. Now, Desmond Bain was ranked 60. So Desmond Bain was one spot ahead of Josh Hart on ESPN's ranking.
Mm.
Next up, who
Next
would
up.
Taft rather have on the Knicks? Josh Hart or Darius Garland?
Ooh, this is where it starts to get a little sad, I think. I mean, on the Knicks, considering they already have Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges,
Mm-hmm.
I would say I think Josh Hart is a better fit.
Hmm.
But I believe that Darius Garland is the better player. Darius Garland is an elite guard in the league today.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
mean, the passing ability of Darius Garland, his speed, he's a really good player. I like Darius Garland.
Oh wow, I was shocked. I was expecting Josh Hart to, but wow, this
Wait,
one
you cut out. What were you saying? You were expecting Josh Hart
I
to what?
wasn't expecting Josh Hart to lose a single one here. I was fully anticipating him to and go and get every
Sweep.
single one, but dang, dude. So
If
Derek Garland, interesting. Okay,
if
I mean,
we were in if we were in the midst of that playoff run from last year, I would probably say give me. Oh, I would probably say give me Josh Hart over Darius Garland. But like right now, if we're really right now, how I'm feeling, yeah,
okay. Well, maybe that'll change. Maybe I'll ask you that one later again.
indeed, we'll have to
Yeah,
revisit it come playoff time.
we'll revisit some of the picks.
But hit me,
Moving. All right, so now we're stepping it up.
yeah.
He was ranked like 57th by ESPN of the top 100 players.
Garland
So
was.
Garland was 57, and remember Josh Hart was 61. So they have Garland a little
Wow.
higher up. So they did all right.
Wow.
Now we're getting into some better players. We're gonna start really ramping it up. See how much you can commit to Josh Hart. Now
Okay. Okay.
again, this is again assuming both players would be available to add to the Knicks. Josh Hart's not on there. Would have Josh Hart on the Knicks, or would you rather have Derek White of the Boston Celtics on
Oh
the New York Knicks?
no, man. Oh god, dude. The thing about Derek White is this: he is a bucket and also a great defender. Good hustle guy. Good floor general. Um, I right now would. Oh my god.
I'm
This
making
is
a fight for this one, huh?
Yeah, this is a tough one, man. This is kind of like extra disgusting because it's a player on the Celtics. Like uh oh man. Uh give me I mean it's really like let's think about the situation here, all right? Like what do the role that these guys take on for a team. I mean, the Knicks have Mikal Bridges at the 2. If Jalen Brunson's obviously at the 1, what do you do with Derek White? I guess I probably Actually, give me Josh Hart, man, because he's a better
Oh,
fit.
wow.
He's a
All
better
right.
fit for the Knicks.
Better fit. Well, that's 3 for 4. Derek White was ranked 39th on ESPN's list. This was quite the spike up, but yeah, that was where he plays. So Josh Hart now 3 for on
Three
the
of
night.
four. You got to keep him around. You got to keep him on the
Okay.
Knicks.
I'm about to throw you a curveball. You ready?
All right, let's hear it.
Curveball. This next player. So again, this is assuming that Josh Hart not on the Knicks. Would rather have Josh Hart on the Knicks or Mikal Bridges? Two
Oh.
Knicks players. One you have to basically give up. Which one are you giving up?
Oh,
And
that is
which one are
so
you keeping?
tough because like Mikal has been here for all of 5 minutes, but
Mm-hmm.
Josh Hart played the best basketball of his career a year ago. But I feel like in the NBA world, people think Mikal Bridges is better than Josh Hart. Um, I think from a organizational standpoint, you might need to get rid of Josh Hart if you had to get rid of one of them. Like, say you were told that they just don't get along anymore. I think I'm getting rid of Josh Hart, but that would be such a sad day.
Oh man, it's like when Thanos sacrifices Gamora in Avengers, like, I'm sorry, and he just throws Josh Hart off a cliff.
Yeah, that would break my heart. I would be in tears.
Is that who it is? Is it the final verdict? You're moving off Josh Hart to get Mikal Bridges, or
I think so, just because like Josh Hart is a great utility guy. He's like a glue guy, but Mikal Bridges can really put the ball on the floor and create his own offense when you ask him to. He can do that. And also
Hmm.
he's a great defender, just as good a defender as Hart.
All right, oh, fair enough. I mean, that's all valid.
Indeed. I'm not
So
happy about it, but that's how it's got to be.
Josh Hart 3 for 5, 2 chances, still has a chance to have still a couple more chances here. 3 of 5. So we're looking at, he's got 2 more chances above
Can
500 on this on this podcast episode of the Josh Hart.
can
All
Josh
right.
Hart get a passing grade?
Can he get above 500? Right now, by the way, Bridges was 38. So he was one spot ahead of Derek White.
Bridges was 38. Wow, okay.
Yep. All right, here it is. Now this thing. I feel like this will be a fascinating answer. But here coming in, would Taff rather have Josh Hart, or would you rather have Jimmy Butler?
Ooh. Give me Josh Hart, man.
Wow, that was quick.
Jimmy Butler is a locker room cancer a little bit, I think. Also, Jimmy Butler is just getting old, man. Yeah,
He is 35.
he can play his head off, but like imagine him and Jalen Brunson trying to like make something work, or imagine him and Mikal Bridges trying to coexist on the basketball court. I don't think it would work. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I think he's just a little bit of a jerk. He wants to yeah, Jimmy Butler, certified jerk. And he would kind of mess up the chemistry among the Knicks, I think.
Hey man, I
Also,
don't disagree.
I think you get more per dollar value with Josh Hart. I think at this point, Jimmy Butler has the superstar title next to his name, but I don't think it's like he's one of the weaker ones. He's one of the
Hmm.
weaker ones.
Interesting. I mean, yeah,
Indeed.
I agree. I do agree. I do agree in that regard. Jimmy, he was ranked 28th. They had him at
28th.
28. ESPN did.
That's honestly surprising for ESPN. I thought they would have him higher.
All right. Well, 4 of 6. Now can he shoot 5 of 7? This is the one
Oh
that is
man.
up there. This one's a top 20. I'll give you that much, but I'm not going to give you the exact number. Player's going to be in the top 20. So this is the final one.
Let's hear it.
Taff, you rather have the New York Knicks, Josh Hart, or Devin Booker?
Oh man, give
What is
me.
the choice? What is your choice, my friend?
I think I gotta go Devin Booker, man. He's just. I mean, imagine a lineup of Brunson, Brunson, Booker, Bridges, Anunoby, small ball lineup, and then you have Cat at the 5. That would be crazy.
That
Like
would be pretty nuts.
the shooting of Booker. Yeah, that would be a super team. I mean, sometimes we would get bullied. Like I don't know what the hell we would do if we had to play against Giannis, but or like anybody with like a really tall, athletic power forward, because Anunoby at the 4 or Bridges at the 4 would just seem totally idiotic. But I think we could make that work.
Hmm.
Yeah,
All right. All right. Interesting data we have collected. So Josh
indeed.
Hart ranks on Taft's list ahead of Contavious Caldwell. He'd rather have him over KCP. Rather have him over Desmond Bain. You said over. What did you say? You said over Derek White, or no?
Uh,
You took Derek White.
I took Derek White. Yeah, but
Yeah, so you took
actually,
Derek White.
now that I'm thinking about it,
Oh, is he changing
Josh
his pick?
Josh Hart is a better fit on the Knicks than Derek White. I think. Because we already
Wow.
have. I mean, Derek White isn't going to want to come off the bench, man. We already have our ball handlers.
Wow. So hold on. So you're switching it. You'd rather have Hart over Derek White.
Yes.
Okay. So that means he shot still 5 of 7. So you didn't pick him over Garland, and you didn't pick him over Booker. Oh wait, hold on. Wait a
Nope.
minute. Am I tripping? Which ones? I gotta go back. All right, let me go back. Let's recap.
Oh, yeah.
We
Let's do it. Let's do it.
we said so. Let's do our final. Let's do our final selection. Number one was KCP.
Yeah, I took Hart over KCP, Hart over Bane, Garland over Hart.
Okay.
Wait, did
I
I?
remember that. I do remember that.
I
That's
feel
what
like
I
we
do.
need
I
to
was.
define, because this time it was like a battle of like not just who is better, but like say one of these guys was joining the Knicks in their current form. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
like we already have Brunson, so give me Hart over Garland. All right, so
Okay. So
so
changing it again.
three three for three. Okay, so Hart over KCP any day of the week. I mean, come on. Hart over Bane, but it's close. But Desmond Bane's arms are too short.
Okay.
Hart over Garland because we already have Brunson. Hart over Derek White because we already have our ball handlers, man. And Derek White's not going to want to come off the bench, even though he is a great defender and a freaking marksman. Hart is just a dog. He's got that dog in him. He's a hustler. He's a Swiss Army knife.
All right.
Frank Ntilikina walked so Josh Hart could run. And then probably Mikal Bridges over Josh Hart, unfortunately. If one of them had to go, I would say, Josh Hart, I'm sorry, you gotta go. And then Jimmy Butler, he's a locker room cancer. He's getting old. I feel like him and OG Anunoby would not like each other. So give me Josh
All
Hart.
right.
And then Devin Booker. Devin Booker can come in. We'll run a small ball lineup.
All right. Well, wow. So officially, it's 5 of 7 for Josh Hart in this week's Josh Hart episode.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
I tend to agree. I feel like I agreed with most of those. I would have probably taken Derek White, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I think it's just a little extra personal because he's on the Celtics.
Yeah, it's the hatred. It's the boy. I noticed that you took the former slash current Suns players. Just something to note. Something there.
Eh.
You're always free to come and shoot for. Anyone's.
What you say to me, man?
You can always come and join the Phoenix Suns
Oh,
Nation.
oh, nah, man, I'm good. I mean, you're from the city. You should be a Knicks fan. You should be on this Knicks
Nah,
bandwagon.
nah. That was my first jersey I got for Christmas was a
The
Booker
first
jersey.
jersey you got was a Ben Simmons jersey, I thought.
I got them at the same time, first of
Embarrassing.
all. Same time. And
Mmm.
luckily, listen, I'm like a coin.
Hmm.
One of them is gonna hit, right? Like head, it's gonna be heads or
I
tails.
don't know. They
You know
haven't
what I
hit
mean?
yet.
Unless it's a nickel. In that case, it could stand up on its end. 1 in 10,000. But that's besides the point. Josh
Mm.
Hart finishes 5 of 7, an impressive showing for
Indeed.
the New York Swiss Army knife. And to wrap things
The
up
Garrett Wilson
after
show coming
our
too.
fun little we'll get a Garrett Wilson show. I think we can maybe cook up something on my end. I think we can find a player. Maybe we'll do
A George Pickens one. George Pickens
that
game.
one's interesting. I would love a George Pickens game. I think that would be that seems like the right player, like a pretty good player, but can still clearly is not like I like it. I think we can do a Pickens lineup.
Indeed.
And then we'll see how good Ryan Dunn gets. Maybe we can get a Ryan Dunn for the basketball segment. He becomes a stud.
That would be sick. I'd love that.
To wrap it up, though, we've got one more little preview because we have to get in our pick before the game actually happens.
Woo!
Thursday night football in, less than 24 hours officially from when I am sitting here in this chair. It is the rematch of a divisional matchup that's already taken place. The Cincinnati Bengals travel on the road to take on the Baltimore Ravens. The Bengals sit at 4-5. The Ravens coming in at a 6-3. Yeah, we're looking at 6-3 here for Baltimore.
Uh-huh.
This is a big game. I think this is a big division rivalry because for Baltimore you're looking for the sweep. For Cincinnati, you're trying to get back up to 500. I mean, they've been chasing every
Yeah.
single time to get back there, and they just keep coming up just short.
It's like they're fighting to stay alive. It's like the Bengals remind me of, I don't know. They're just barely treading water and they're really tired.
Well, they beat the Raiders. They pile drive to the Raiders. I
True.
think Trey Hendrickson 4 sacks. We saw what was it? We saw the Bengals just score. Jamar Chase didn't get in the end zone, but Mike Gesicki had a dominant day. One of
Mike Gesicki did have a huge day.
their starting tight end. They've people are saying. I know people were early saying that
Zach Taylor,
game
what? You cut out.
Zach Taylor's in the hot seat. People were saying that,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
don't believe.
You
I
don't
don't
believe
believe
that
that.
anymore?
I never bought into it to begin with, personally, just because I don't think the offense was still like good. It took one game, but after one game, the offense was good again. It's just they're not super athletic defensive, right? And I still think that they have a top quarterback. They'll still be in this game. This game will be competitive, just like the last one. No T. Higgins. I think he's doubtful to go in this one, which does I think matter
That
for
very
a team
much
that
matters.
I don't know. I'm intrigued. There's a lot of intrigue in this game. Baltimore, I think, to get to 7-3 would be huge. I think they want to keep up with Pittsburgh. They still haven't played them yet, so that'll be like Pittsburgh's real first
Oh,
test
that'll be
when
a
they start
great
getting
one.
through their divisional games. But I mean, Lamar Jackson's playing like an MVP candidate, like probably the leader of the MVP right now. Maybe Josh Allen, the only one comes close there.
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry has been he's been great. He's scored a 100th career rushing touchdown. I don't know how people let him go there. They've added Deontay Johnson. They've added Troy Davis White. And then on Cincinnati's end, they just traded for the Bears running back Khalil Herbert. So they have a little bit more running back depth. I don't know if he's going to play. I don't know if Troy Davis will play this game. But this is an intriguing one. I think Cincinnati, at some point, like if they can't keep going down this road and saying, oh, just below 500. At some point, you've got to turn around. You've got to get rallied. It's this one's interesting. This one's very interesting.
Well, based off everything you just said, I think the Ravens are gonna cook, man.
I kind of think so too. But again,
every
it's weird just thinking maybe Cincinnati does finally win. I don't know.
I don't think
Weird.
so. I mean, every time that Cincinnati has had the opportunity to get back up to 500 this year. They have goofed it up against worse teams. The Ravens just added a bunch of new talent. Hey, this is an example of Squidward and the gated community syndrome. Take notes. Um,
How?
the because they just added a new set of talent to their team. It's a new dimension to the life of this Baltimore Ravens franchise. You
So
add
trades count
Deontay
too?
Johnson, you add Tre'Davious White. Yeah, any addition of talent, I think.
Huh.
But I mean, I guess maybe this isn't. It's iffy. You can put an asterisk next to it because the Ravens weren't doing bad before these trades.
Yeah, I mean they've been one of they're probably still like a top 5 team overall.
Yeah. So maybe it's a very light Squidward in the gated community syndrome. Um, but I still think the Ravens are gonna kill him, man. I mean, no T Higgins, and if he does play, he's still dealing with that injury. And the Ravens just added all that defensive and offensive talent. Well, it's just Deontay and Tre'Davious White, but yeah. I mean, Khalil Herbert gets added for the Bengals. It's like
What does that do?
exactly.
By that logic, then wait, hold on. So if the trade does pan out, if Squidward and the gated community syndrome does work, that means that Jonathan Mingo is in day for the Dallas Cowboys this coming weekend.
Wait, Jonathan Mingo is gonna have a day. You said?
Yeah, he's gonna have a day
I like
if
it.
the gated community syndrome is true to its word.
Jonathan
Or
Mingo,
a
I
gated
like it.
Squidward
Score
and the gated
to score a
community
touchdown.
syndrome.
They're playing the Falcons this week, right?
Maybe does that make the trifecta? We put
It
like an
might.
even spicier version.
Yeah, the spice. It's like the regular McChicken and then the spicy McChicken. You have your regular touchdown trifecta and then the spicy touchdown trifecta.
Oh my gosh. Fair enough. We'll get
Jonathan
a little
Mingo
spice.
to score a
Um.
touchdown. It's a lock.
All right. Well, I agree. I do agree with that. I guess I gotta roll Baltimore because Cincinnati continuously has not proven themselves. Ravens would have to be the pick then for me.
Indeed.
Take them.
In my head, that's what the Ravens. That's what I think. I think the Ravens are gonna win. But I will, with my heart, be rooting for Joe Burrow and the Bengals tomorrow night. Because
Ah.
those Bengals, man, they deserve to catch a break, man. Maybe they're just bad, but I don't know. It's frustrating. I'm not even a
At
Bengals
my
fan.
heart of hearts, I hope that the Bengals win too because then we'll be back up 2 games in the division. It'll be great. It'll be awesome. We'll be up 2 games with a chance to go
True.
up to go up 2 games rather. We'd have a chance to go up 2 games if we can get by Washington. That would be huge for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But should be a good matchup overall.
Indeed, I will be watching.
I
Um,
will be watching as well. Hope you guys are all watching. I hope you all I think that was it though. That's the last thing we need to cover. We got
indeed, I
a
think
nice Thursday night football review to wrap it up.
indeed it ran for almost exactly 2 hours. So, all
Yeah,
right,
look
thank
at
you
that.
guys for watching. This has been episode 8 of the Primetime Podcast. We're here every Tuesday/Wednesday and on Sunday mornings for the pregame show. So if you like the sound of that, drop a follow if you're feeling it. It's totally free, really helps us out. And we have been going bananas on Instagram with meme content and stuff. So check us out over there, Primetime with Taff and Phil. All of the links to our social media is in our Twitch account page. So check it out. Also, there's a Discord where we're
Should be in that
all
link
bullying
down
and
there.
stuff. We're actually talking in it right now. If you join the Discord,
Yeah.
you can come crash
You can
our
come give a
Discord
hot
call.
take.
Yeah,
You can come give you some hot takes, dude. I think I'm gonna have to
exactly.
include a crazy hot take segment. One hot take a day keeps the doctor away,
Ooh,
as they say.
is this gonna be on the Instagram?
I don't know. We could do it. We can do well. We'll figure it out. That's what we do. We figure things out.
Or you're talking like a podcast segment?
It could be anything. It could be anything. But I'll see. Well, we'll see what it transpires to.
Indeed. I like it. I'll have to think of some hot takes. But, alrighty. Thank you for watching. Find us across the internet. We're putting out bangers.
Alrighty.
And yeah, have a splendid night. We will see you on Sunday. I might be gaming some Kingdom Come Deliverance in like half an hour. So maybe I'll see you then.
Yo, tune in for that.
What? Mwah.
All